Hey YouTube, and thank you for watching Junkworks DIY Garage. Well, I don't know if you can tell what I'm showing you right now because there's lots of things all around, but what it is I'm showing you how well that light lights up underneath here. And it's that Harbor Freight light that I did. Put these magnets on it, and I've been using it like this a lot. And this one, it just keeps me, if I bump into this, it doesn't fall off of here. Also, it does a pretty darn good job of illuminating up underneath the car. Now, you're still going to need something like that in certain areas. So I just got done doing a job and I needed that. And this right here was kind of in my way trying to catch some fluid, so I couldn't put this light right up underneath there. I guess I could put it on top of that, but I'm trying to keep these from getting a ton of oil and grease and stuff all over them. Anyhow, I like this so much. It has been super handy for just everything, and it's gotten even better now that I bought this lift, because I can just kind of run it up and down, side to side here, wherever I need it, and point it up. Now, I liked it so much so that I went out and I got a few more, because these were on sale for $17.99 over the holidays. I'm sure this video won't get out in time for you to find that, but it just shows they will. And it was actually, I think, during Thanksgiving, actually. So keep an eye out for it. They will probably do it again at some point, and you can get yourself some of these. Now, these are not the ones that allow you to plug in one after another. First of all, this magnet here is just too strong, and you can't get a hold of it. And if you try and grab it by the chain and pull up on it, it pops the chain off. So you got to kind of slide it along and then pop it off after you get it off an edge here. So that's one downside. These are just almost too strong, and there's no way to get a hold of them. Now, I got a couple of things we could do with that. First of all, I was thinking about taking and putting a longer bolt through here and just double nutting it, so I had something to grab a hold of that I could pivot it off of and kind of pull it off of there. But since I bought the other ones and I didn't have any more of these type of magnets, I looked online and I'll show you what I found. I found these right here. Now, I will say, by the measurements, I thought they were going to be bigger than what I got, and I can't remember. I'll put the price down below what these are. I will put a price, and also the weight capacity if I can't find it on here. And this just has a bunch of, it says 25mm right here, so I don't know what that, and made in China, but it's kind of a plain generic white box with a few letters and numbers on it. I'm doing a box opening. Anyhow, that is what came in it right here, so you can kind of get an idea. They're pretty small, but they are super strong. They are definitely the neodymium whatever magnets, because I mean, even through here they're wanting to stick through this, which is like a 1/4 inch foam, to the metal table underneath. It came with the ring here, a little screw, and a washer. So you put the screw up through the bottom, you put the washer on top, and then this little booger here goes on there. And I'm hoping that'll make it so when I stick that to something, I'll be able to grab a hold of it and pop it off. And nope, these things are stupid strong. So I don't know if this is going to work how I wanted to. Maybe worse than the other ones. We'll see. I'm going to try one out and put one together. And I might have to look and see if I can find some weaker magnets. Alright, here it is in its packaging. I already went through and I actually built this one right here that you can see hanging from the chains underneath here. It's my hood light one, or Harbor Freight DIY hood light, something like that. Anyways, go check that video out if you want to know. I'm going to build it exactly the same with this one, and I just want to see if these other magnets work a little better. Alright, couple of changes. As you can see, I've kind of had trouble with these wires here on both sides, kind of holding this in, and I've re-twisted them a couple times and they seem to come apart quite a bit. So instead what I did was actually pulled these directly apart and put them straight through there. And I took one chain, split it in half, and I did the same thing with this. I just opened up the end of this and put it through the little knob there. And same thing on this side, put it through the knob there. Just to use a pair of pliers, peel it apart, and push it back together kinda. I need to fix that one a little better. But what I was going to show you is, I gotta do it left-handed because my right hand is still not working. But left-handed, if I grab a hold of it, it's probably as hard or a little harder than the magnets I'm using. But as you saw earlier, put this one on the piece of cloth here, and just that little bit right there just made it way easier. So that gave me an idea. Right, so I took that little piece of one of the Harbor Freight rags, even because I don't like them anyway, and found just an old one laying around, and this kind of kills two birds. Oh, and I put a zip tie around the bottom of it there. But this kills two birds. Not only does it make it so I can pop it off real easy, like not super easy, but it's a lot easier than it was, and I don't want it to be too easy because I want it to hang. But also, if I'm using this on a paint job, that should hopefully keep down the scratches anyway. At least keep it to a point where it'll easily buff out if there's a little scratch. Usually I'm working on my own cars and don't worry about it too much, but I need to start worrying about those kind of things more often. Anyhow, did that to both sides. I know it doesn't look pretty. Maybe I'll take and cut some of the excess off, but right now we are just kind of in a testing phase more than anything. I am very happy with these lights the way they are. I'm also very happy with the magnetic situation. I got the magnets wrapped up in those red rags. Red rags may have to change, but right now for testing it's still working real well. I got another one across here that I got, but I wanted to show you this. On top of my lift here, if I go corner to the piece of metal that I have right there, I can hook that there, have quite a bit of light here, decent light on my toolbox. I have this one is my old one right here, and I went ahead and put the new magnets on it. Got a different magnet here just for something else, but put the magnets on it. So I have the new magnets on my old light. This was the original light that I actually did for my underhood light, and I really like that. And I just hang this one here because it's the most beat up one, so I use that one, plug it in wherever I need it underneath the car, and move it back and forth. But I got this one here, which is, I have videos on those already, but here's my other one here, one of the newer ones. And yet again, I have a piece of metal that I just screwed to this shelving here, and it hooks to the top there. And same thing over there, got it hooked to the top, and actually there's a metal piece on this ladder that I hooked this one to. It actually makes pretty good light here, but now I'm going to show you kind of what my idea is after that for when my lift is up in the air and I can walk around underneath it and do things underneath it, because it definitely kind of, where it's comfortable to put it is kind of blocks my light. As you can see right there's light. If I'm under here, it definitely kind of blocks it some. So my plan is I can take these ones here, unhook them fairly easy, and then you might think, well, that's at the top. I just got to yank up on it and that pops off. When I want to put it back on there, it just hooks back on there. So yank up on it, and then I can't do it with one hand, so I'm going to be back with what my plan is. And there you go. I don't know how well it's going to show up in the camera, but you can definitely see how dirty my floor is. And what I did is right there, you can see the lights. I got one here, one on that corner, and one on that corner. And all I did, and I can walk underneath them by putting them up in here where I like this. Anyway, I just have them hooked up underneath there, because this is metal obviously, so works really good. So there's kind of a view of the mess before, and let there be light, the mess after. So I got one on each corner. I can put this one over on this corner, but I wanted to also show you that I can go across. So I could put one here, and then put one across here, and put one across here. I can put them wherever I want. That's, I guess, the biggest point of this video. Now, the one downside to these is, because I have magnets on them, and I've had this in my underhood light video where I built these, or I built that one right there. If it's an aluminum hood or some sort of hood that is not magnetic, this isn't obviously going to work. So I am going to have to come up with an idea for that. I was hoping that'd be in this video, but I'm thinking this might run a little longer, so we'll see. But yet again, just one more way of using these. If you have a lift like me, and you're like me where you need to be able to work underneath it sometimes, this works really well. I'm really happy with these. Now what would make this actually even better actually is if I took these ones, turn it off so you're not being blinded here, took these ones and somehow made it so they were right up inside here, and you could leave them in here all the time if you had a way of, you know, making sure your wires and things were all put up out of the way. And they do make these where you can join them together. These ones are not those. I cheaped out. These were $17.99 on sale. But they have ones where you can plug one in and then plug it into the next one, and then have that over there, and you could do this all the way through here. You definitely have to be more careful up in this area where your cables are, making sure you're not interfering with any of that stuff. So be very careful as far as that's concerned. But otherwise, I think if you made some way of making them just stick up inside there, you could just leave them there and use these as lights under. But right now I have each one plugged into a separate area, and this works for me. And now I can see to clean my floors up. I need to do some serious sweeping. Well, I don't know if you can see this, but I got this across here like this. Got that one magnetized up there, and I actually put this one around here so you can kind of manipulate the wires here. And so that'll hang across there and give me quite a bit of light underneath the hood here. Or not the hood, underneath the suspension here. And you can take these and just depending on what you're doing, you know, go that way. I get more light over in this area, not as much light back there, so you can kind of manipulate it to where it gives you light where you want it. Just one more kind of cool thing you can do with these, and the upside to the rags here so far is it does help as far as paint wise to some extent. Once again, you're responsible for your own paint and whether or not you scratch it. But regardless, I tend to actually, since I have the lift here and it's usually kind of hooked up here and going across and magnetized to that metal piece over there, so I have laid on over my toolbox. I kind of showed that before, but I can just take it from there, move it over, and magnetize it to the fender, which also gives me light kind of everywhere underneath here. It's pretty nice. It's been really great for filming. So I will be having this video coming up or already out, so we're working on my truck here. Go check that one out. You can also make light shoot out of the top of your head. But on that note, hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you got something out of this. If you like this video, go watch some of my other videos on my channel. I got several. Go find a playlist and you can probably find a video you'll like. Alright, thanks for watching Junkworks DIY Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all and master of none. You all have a good one.